July 4th over here in Central Standard Time Zone in Texas. I am Chestia Bridget Treve, and I am an astronomist, and this is CHee72. Ooh, you gotta excuse me, y'all. My throat. I'm gonna talk about some of this. CHee72. This is the first ever astronomy card deck. It's the first ever astronomy anything, as far as I'm aware of, that breaks down the energies. That breaks them down into colors and the frequencies that these houses, the stars, are connected in each house. And they make a certain a certain energy. And it's alchemy. And it's literally how everything works down here. And what I love about these cards the most so far, because these are the cards as we build and as we start working with them more, and when they take off and we start using it, and everyone starts using them more, and we all start learning and identifying more with the different stars that are in the houses, and what energies we have in the house, because that energy is going to affect your biosphere on every single dimension, even when you get out of the wheel. And right now, what's happening with the whole world is that we're all learning how to use what we have in order to make more, no matter. We're learning how to use what we have in order to make more from it, do more from it, get more from it, whatever it may be. And I had a really good conversation with Dr. Dawn tonight. And the conversation was around her progress chart. And she just so happens to have Mars retrograde in the first house. Well, in her progressed right now. And Dawn's an AB negative like me, which I know if you don't understand blood types, we have a lot of power in plasma. We have a lot of power as an AB negative, like out in space. Like I can go out here and channel these energies, and I can tell you each ray, and I can explain how the energy moves around, and as an AB negative, pure plasma source, I can twirl those together in the etherics. I can even shoot rays out of stars and connect them. But to bring it all the way down and bridge it into the wheel in order to make it happen, like legit in Taurus, takes us talking to a lot of people and us working together as a unit, and everybody working in the same mindset, and everyone and at least a bunch of people. It doesn't have to be everyone in the world, but at least 100, 500, I don't know, 1,000 people, maybe 10,000, maybe 1,000,000, that know that these colors are associated to a certain energetic, and they're delivered to you through a certain energetic. It's subliminal messaging. There's a lot of energy in marketing and advertising and all the things that are around your street signs and your logos and I mean everything. And you haven't even seen nothing yet. Your whole world is going to start being tuned to this. Watch. It's already happening. They've already been using it. But now we've told them a whole bunch of new colors. So this is 70s. This is why your appliances were orange. This is, this is why orange was so big in the 70s. because they wanted us staring at orange to pull us further into Gemini. Legit. You remember in the 80s all the thank you. I love you too, hon. I love you too, and I know you're waiting. Cindy is ready for us to have a complete. I need like a 10-person team in order to keep up with Cynthia, who's being our first model and everything with our clothes, and because she sees it. There's only so much two women can do as we're processing the entire human race and fending off spell work and processing your Alamo cult shit. And every single one of y'all are processing it because it's built on what I'm talking about right here. And this is where the sun is coming into. Right now, the sun is in Sirius B in these patterns. And you're getting down to, no matter, a basic numerical pattern associated to whatever it is that's running down here. If we turned every planet to Sirius B all at once, you'd have nothing but a series of pulses, and in a digital state, ones and zeros, but they wouldn't even go in a straight line because there would be no motion, because the gravity on Sirius B, you would weigh 10,000 pounds. You might be a little bitty fish, but you're at the bottom of the ocean. So then how does that one little fish not get crushed by the ocean? If you're one crustacean, think about it. If you're some type of fish and you're at the bottom of the ocean, think about that. How do those life forms hold the pressure of the bottom of the ocean? It's where you start realizing that the coral puts off an atmosphere. The ships put off an atmosphere. The different things that are underneath the sand, the different rocks that are underneath, the different land that is underneath, the coves, all of these things, and the plant life. But if you're at the bottom, there isn't even any light down there at all. It's going to be pitch black, and it's going to be deep as hell. And anything that falls down there that has one little iota of light gets what? Snapped at. Literally, a firework just went off. If you go down to the bottom of the ocean and you're a star, I can promise you what's going to happen. You're gonna, because I did it. You're gonna land down there, and it's gonna be like, what the hell just freaking snapped at my head? That's when I realized I was at the bottom of the ocean, because I was like, what the hell? What just snapped at me? I don't know how big I was. I might have been microscopic, but an oarfish floated up within a couple of days of me doing it the first time, 2018. One of the first ones that came up. But the ocean and the bottom of the ocean is that connected into pure oxygenated water. The bottom of the ocean is just as in fact more involved than pure oxygen making than any other layer in the whole thing. that all of the pure oxygen and everything that's happened on the bottom of the ocean has to trickle up through the whole thing, has to come all the way through all the salt, through all the ocean, through all the atmosphere, through all the mist, through all the pollution, through all the blah 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 blah. Then it's got to go through all the clouds. Then it's hitting, but at the same time, now it's hitting what? 5G towers. It's hitting human design. It's hitting the humans. So I mean, it's like once you get through the water and you get up to land, and then you've got it, and then I mean, on the way up, you start dealing with the humans before you get to land for sure, because the human biosphere is one big complete circle. You're going just as deep as you are going up. So, I mean, would it be fair to say that whenever you're coming up from the bottom of the ocean and you get to the level where the humans start, would it be fair to say that that's probably where our swamp starts coming into play? Is it fair to say that maybe that's where the gulfs are? Maybe is it even fair to say that possibly keeping a whole bunch of humans on this side of the ocean and then keeping a whole bunch of humans on this side of the ocean is actually what keeps the ocean separate? If we put all the humans, I mean, it'd be a curious experiment, right? If we took all the humans and we put them on, I don't know, Antarctica. We took all the humans and we put them on an Arctic Circle. Every single human in the whole world. We put them on one circle and no oceans, no water. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? I think that the water would end up forming a moat around the castle. And that's just from all the humans living together on a circle. And all the humans having to figure out some type of way to bathe themselves in some type of water and some type of this and some type of that. And then all the sweat and the sex and the this and the that and the yelling and the screaming and the crying and blah, 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 blah. It all creates an atmosphere that then creates an ocean, creates a river. You start digging in it first because you need some place for the water and shit to go. Then eventually you get enough people, then it just starts moving around you. Well, these are all alchemy things. This is alchemy. And so and me and Don were talking about it, and I was like, this is a really good thing to talk about because I think it would be really great for everyone, especially it's anybody that does already have any type of understanding about spell work, because this is not spell work. If you've ever dabbled in it or you've just now put it down, acting like your Mars is retrograde is the best way to come out of it. And Mars retrograde is if somebody's Mars retrograde, it just means in some way then you maybe overexpanded your power. And so you have a governor on your field. And so your governor is going to govern your power. The engine will go to 200 miles an hour, but we're going to make sure we tap it off at 100 because we don't have any roads over here that you can drive that fast. So, but it's just this little thing, and if you take it to a mechanic, you can get it clipped off. But anyway, any type of retro in your, well, Mars and Venus for sure. The other ones might mean a little bit different stuff, but retrograde Mars means that it's the power source. It's just the power source. It doesn't mean that you don't have any power. No, it actually means that that there was one specific way that you were doing it that then it's kind of like if you've been using the same process and then you've been using the same hose and then you get so used to using that hose in order to deliver whatever it is, and then now you freaking something's happened to the hose, and I got fireworks going off outside. Now you just got to find another way to do it. The way that you did it abused in some way. And no matter what it is, people, and I need everyone to understand that just you gossiping and just you celebrating these holidays is spell work. Just you watching TV, just Netflix, just you being on the tech every time you text, anytime you that's basically a form of spell work. It is. We all agree that this is the alphabet. We all agree on a certain language. We agree that it is what it is, so it is what it is. And then those energies then start creating patterns and creating physics and creating numbers that then start lining up. The more people that are speaking the same language, quicker shit lines up. You're speaking a whole new language? Gonna take a minute. Do you know that I really am starting to firmly believe that there wasn't any society down here that started out secret? None of what we call secret societies now that have what you'd call any type of, which I'm going to delete the word spiritual because we're getting the word ritual out of this. Because that's what we're explaining on how you use your real life in order to undo the ritual, because there's so much ritual that's just done in daily habit, and people just doing old shit the old way. You don't have to do any spell work. There is no need for you to drum up energy. There is more than enough unconscious bullshit energy running around everywhere down here. What you have to do is tame the chaos. Well, the only way that you can tame the chaos is just by using an organized structure. The only organized structure that's going to tame the level of chaos that's going on down here on this planet right now in your body is the stars. Nothing lower. You got to go directly up 365 degrees and start realizing that when the sun is in this energy, there's just certain shit that you're going to be able to do and certain shit you're not. Period. It ain't got nothing to do with anything else. There's just, when the sun is in Sirius B, you are down to code level, and when the sun is in code, it's not the best time to go, I don't know, animate something. It's gonna be extra hard to get super, 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 super creative about things right now, maybe. But that's just because you're looking for patterns in everything. You're seeing number codes. The reality is lining up. You're seeing hundreds. You're seeing 4D and 60. As the energy comes through these systems, when the sun goes through here, it breaks it down into codes. So right now is the best time to number your manifestations and put your own numbers, put your own colors, put your own owl or fox or a teddy bear, or put little clues, little things that are assigned to manifestations and number patterns, because you're using that consciousness to step it through the process. And whenever the sun is in this, everything's being coded. But it's in the mind pattern of the collective. This is the mind. This is not the brain. This is the mind. But when you set your mind to something, what happens? What's the hardest part? Boom. Setting your mind to it. Okay. Well, how do you set your mind to something that when you know that there's mind control patterns? You use the patterns to help set your mind. Literally. You use the patterns to help set your mind. It really does not take much to change your mind. But your mind wants to run on a record, and your mind is used to running on a certain direction. And whenever you add something to the record, you have to take the needle off the record in order to add the song and then put it back on. So the mind, whenever you're adding things to your life, you're not taking your whole life, putting it in a laboratory and then trying, and I think then this is the problem. This is what we try to do. We try to build our life over here and then make it all perfect and then find somebody else that our life fits with and then drop our life in their life. Right? Just get used to it. But that isn't how you really change your mind and get your mind right so that you're manifesting correctly. Because whenever you're a full on star and you step out into the density and you're blasting everything out of you, your subconscious, whatever it is, whatever, you're a black mirror. So whatever's balled up inside of you is going to meet you back. Whatever you're thinking about it is going to meet you back. But you still have to get on some collective current. It took us 8 years to get this far. 2 years ago, astrologists started talking about stars again. But it's beating it in, and it's a different cadence of energy because it's a different vocabulary and a cadence that leads to new vocabularies that are set at higher frequency body sets in your biosphere. So it's like once you get set on the right pattern, as you go around, it'll keep patterning it up in evolution, and words just start changing, and it's already been happening. There's just certain words and energies that have left the vocabulary of the human race that were here 8 years ago. It naturally changes. It happens all together worldwide. The energy settles all together in the speech patterns, in the changes worldwide. Different areas making different changes affects seesaws. It affects opposite sides even. Like, I'm wondering what happened. I mean, I know it was propaganda, but there also was another reason to the whole Valley Girls talk, from like the 80s. Like, oh my God, like Becky, look at her butt. Like, like we were also from the mall, right? Like that whole mall culture. Like, what? Like, like if you think back to that, like why were we really, what was really happening that was making us want to talk like that? Because I mean, trust me, they're not so sophisticated that they bring in a vocalist and they fucking tune the thing. No, they just hook you into Sirius XM, or they hook you into a star system, or they hook into this and then charge it up, and then it's like, let's just see how all the sheep react. And then we start changing, and then we start acting different, and then we start channeling it different, and then the words, speech patterns and things start changing. Does that make sense? But with Sirius B and with all this energy, so Sirius, this is also number code. So now is just a great time to number things and start thinking about colors. And this is what me and Dom were talking about. I was like, another example is plants. And I'm really working with plants and, well, actually flowers and colors right now. And I've been undoing so much, but I've never had to drum up energy because there's so much goddamn evil energy that's been sent to us through this. It's like this is what created this. The people in these groups, and especially if you're a divine feminine, like everything in the world's, just naturally set up to fuck you. So, and being a feminine in its natural state, a feminine, that's what a feminine does. It creates from all the tragedy. It creates from the pain. It creates from the trauma. A 2 energy in your body, when you have feminine codes, that's what you're creating. So if you're staying in it and you're living in it and you're in 2 energy, then you're also fanning it and creating your own trauma dome. Right now, it's not just about your experience as far as what do you want to happen next. Right now, we're to the point in codes and with Mars and Uranus, and this is Sarah Damaris, so this is Yahshua's sister, is in hell redecorating. So these fans are now like all turned on. It's like nobody goes below. Everybody's coming up. We've ordered everything shifted. Everything's clearing, having to flush through. It's changing the foundation of what needs to be aligned here. The ones that have been controlling this since the Elohim. And it is what it is too. It's like it's the base root. This is all the Melchizedek stuff, all the Melchizedek stuff, all the Mars stuff, all the space stuff, all the tech, all the VCRs, the technologies, the TVs, the movies, the scripts, the locations of where everything's going to happen. It's all changing right now because this was being run by an alternate reality, fucking straight the fuck up. This alternate reality that was running everybody is called Gemini. Gemini is Orion. If you use a keyboard, you've been in the program. What Gemini Orion really is conscious moves in a subconscious system. Now, I really need y'all to hear what I'm saying, because this is why most of you think that you don't have any power, that you really can't do anything, because you aren't lighting a candle, dripping blood on yourself, or drinking piss. And by the way, that's all shit that's going to make shit. You're gonna have to guide it. You're gonna have you bound it to something. You've bound it to yourself. You've bound it to something else. All of those things you have to track. There's so much of that already in a subconscious system. You have billions of people walking around doing unconscious shit. And you're in the middle of it, catching it, being conscious. That is more powerful than a team of warlocks, because it's going to affect everybody in the current subconscious reality. And you don't pinpoint it, and you don't direct it, and you don't designate it. You just see a subliminal pattern and change it to alter it to fit you better at a higher frequency. And what it ends up doing is blowing everybody's mind because they can't believe how great they feel. They can't believe how energized they are. They can't believe how much fun they're having. This is always such a horrible place, and everybody's in such a good mood. What I mean, just little bitty conscious things with tons of subconscious people is the same energy as being at the very bottom of the ocean pulling a tidal wave. And the problem is that most people think that you're not doing anything because you think, "Oh, I just did that. I just rolled those dice and it landed on 7 and it landed on the fourth dimension, so this is happening in the fourth dimension on 4, so 4 out of 4, and that's at REM level. So that's in kind of like mermaidy level, dream level. And then what did we get? That rolled on me. 3 and 4 on 6. No. 3. 3 on 4. So on the third dimension in reality, and 4 on 6. Okay? That's an example of, and then you say, "Oh, that's just 7 and that doesn't mean anything." Actually, because of where I started 9 years ago with this, 9 years ago, where I started with this, now when I roll a 7, it immediately anchors this energy to anything I want. Immediately. That means I mean, if I want to, I can change somebody's mind if I really want to press it, if I really want to do it. But see, I'm wise. Like I don't do that shit. I don't do it unless it's really fucking necessary, unless somebody's about to die and you aren't going to let me in the building. I guarantee you I'm going to get you to let me in that fucking building. If it's the best option for everybody involved for me to get in that building, there ain't no man or no machine that is going to stop me from getting in that building. I can use any codes. I cipher the code to get in the door if I need to. See, what these clowns were wanting was to hold everybody in hell so they can break open any doors and vaults that they want and just go rob people and do shit. That's not what this energy is about. That's how you get stuck that's how you get stuck being a Sirius B walk-in, having to wait for people to die to negotiate to get in a body. And there's a lot of people that gave over their souls, so there's a lot of avatar type energies that are better characters that have been made up on the internet than are currently walking down in bodies right now. And there's a lot of people that signed up just to be downloaded. So there's a lot of changes that are going on currently to human beings right now, and there's a lot of walk-ins that are stepping in because they're just going to come in and take your ass over. Literally. If you're not helping out and you ain't doing nothing, if you're just doing nothing, I mean, we need every man and woman down here on this planet right now to be fully conscious. And if you're going to decide to be unconscious, you just might get taken over and taken for a ride with a conscious being. You might. If it's what's best for everybody else. If you just gave up and you said, "Okay, well, just Christ, let it be. I'm just whatever it is. Okay, well, it's about to happen. Get ready." It's probably not what you think it's going to be. I guarantee it's not what you think because you've been screaming, "I'm the devil" over here. And Mercury went retrograde, and that's the saga going backwards. And for this past week, y'all, man, I'm so I can't, man. I was worried about the sun going into here, but the journey through A to get to here was worse. It's been all Zeta Reticuli stuff. So anybody who holds Zeta Reticuli, if you have any hybrid energy points, if you have number 12, if you have number 32, if you even number 31, Number 31, number 32, and number 12 are going to be the biggest ones. Boom. Man, fireworks. I tell you what. I command my 936 Disney with these fireworks. Because they just pop holes in fields. So I command these fireworks pop holes in all the etheric neuronet energy fields. And instead of connecting a charge and connecting a gate over everything, I command that they ignite the cellular network in the living land and in the amoeba of the atmosphere and hit hexagons. Every single firework that fires off, I command it to hit a hexagon shield, line up, and split the hex. It's 12:26 a.m. on that. I'm giving you an idea of what voice command in certain energies can do. Boom. So if you want to back my fireworks command right now and you want to make it go across all space and time, then give me a 936 right now on the command. Because every night at 9:36 in Anaheim's when they set off the fireworks. So we've been running this whatever since 2022. So give me a 936 if you back breaking hexes off hexagons in the matrix and opening up fields with every firework that goes off around you over the next 24 hours or plus. All right. We got some brave ones. Now, when you do that and you connect in with me and you do these things collectively, what happens is it's a bigger net and a bigger rope. So then whenever this thing breaks, you don't feel the charge all by yourself. It's when it all breaks, it kind of goes and literally codes when spells break off your field. This just streams. Literally. All at once. When that bind that's being held by your belief and pressure cooker, because it's a little bit of both. That's why you have to do it. You have to make the decision to push your energy up and to connect, because we're not going to go down into this territory and get you unless you scream. This isn't our territory. There's rules on this shit. If you 100% say, I am in hell and I have decided this is what I'm going to do, I don't care how much you scream, you have made a covenant with something that I can't get you out of. The only way I can get you out of it right now is because if you didn't know. If you got subliminally fucked or lied to or cheated and it wasn't explained to you, but if you sat there and were explained that your soul was going to hell and this is what you were doing, there's only so much that I can do. And really the only help that you're getting is the rest of us ripping the Band-Aid off. Or Sarah Damaris down here charging their shit. Which is why we were on the planet, to be able to do that. Because basically, what's the first thing Christ has to do? Take over hell. Why do you think Christ hadn't been here? Why do you think hell was running the world? But you got to hold both. Otherwise, you're going to Isaiah the fuck out of here. Correct? You got to hold that spiritual value in this form. You got to deliver this energy here in order this You got to deliver this down here. And then you're Christed. Some of you were always this, had this energy always, and then we come in and then we bring this energy down here and we didn't know, and our little fans like white out that and then this is what creates carbon. Well, as soon as you go in there, you create carbon. Your field is going to hold it the more that you work with it. And this energy from with Cancer and Gemini was completely controlled by a ritualistic state in the physical, meaning from outside yourself, kind of done in secret, kind of like invisible strings that were moving you around in a ball that you didn't quite understand. But I mean, realize we're just talking about the names of the days of the week. We're talking about the record that's been running that says that Trump's president right now. You realize that if 50% of people in the world stop saying Trump's president, he'll stop being president, right? If you say he is, and he is. Like shit like that. That's being conscious in a subconscious system. If we had the whole conscious people saying Trump's not our president and we don't know who Putin is, I guarantee you they'd just delete. They'd leave. If you're saying that they're not, they will become not. If you're saying they are, they are. The more that say it, the more that create it. You convince everybody it is, correct? Well, because the world forgot that these energies connect out here, but you have to make the physical move as a human inside the bubble in order to change anything on the outside of the bubble in. That's it. If you're not doing it, they're doing it for you. When you bring in this pure frequency into Gemini like you have right now, and all of these records start rolling around you, and this one's to the 5G tower, and this one's to the XM radio, and this one's pinned to JCPenney's, and this one's pinned to Hobby Lobby, and this one's pinned to this, and this one's the Empire State Building, and this one's the Alamo, and this one's, and all the people start running on their little records all deep. You know, there's layers under this, man. This thing's fucking crazy. It keeps stagnant. Everybody's on their little records. And you're one little flea in here and you're off record. Well, what happens? I don't care if these things are running smooth as fucking silk. You get one little guy out here that gets pumped out here, then it all starts moving, it all starts shaking. This is why the beats, this is why they wanted the bass. They brought bass in to keep this low. They wanted you to bring the bass in to keep your frequency low. So the lower that you went, they could spin these plates on your head. And if you get enough people thinking above you the wrong thing, you're going to think it. You can't help it. It's in the mind. So, what when you're tuned into the cosmos and you just are just tuned in and you're like, okay, tune me to these frequencies at my pure state in my energetics. These are the energies that are coming in and that are available right now. So you want to tune. And then if you get thrown off of here, you're gonna feel it. Y'all know this is hell. We've all had this one. You're the odd man out. You're the one not doing it the way everybody fucking else is, and it's the only way that you're supposed to do it, and we hate you, and just go to hell. Bitch, I'm getting out of hell. That's why I look different to all you. Now, I want y'all to realize that the entire Melchizedek, this is it. All of it. Every single bit of ritual that they have in the groves and in this and in the Dahlia and the Babakade Sekeranto Rambo Sitimehe Naramba is all running off constellation spells. Every single ritual they ever did ran off a constellation spell because it was first done in the constellation. And they're moving the energy around in the houses. And you know what? If we're that fucking retarded down here energetically that these motherfuckers can build these illusions, then we deserved it. Now, let me tell you, they're strong as fuck. They are. It's nuts. It'll absolutely blow your damn mind when you start jumping out of these. But you jump out of these, and then at some point you come through this, and you're skating on this motherfucker. These are like you. Ooh, look at me! I got my tennis shoes with my wheels on in the mall. Once you understand this energetic, whenever it goes downtown into Gemini, it's like for all us ancients, we use this as like a retune. You know, it's like reset your baseline. Or pull up your skirt. Or now my waist is around my neck. And every time you come through here and you get shunned for doing shit, next time you come through here, everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's a son of a bitch, isn't it? You come around here and you're like, you change something, everybody shuns you, everybody calls you this and that, you fucking leave town, you come back, you come around, and then every damn fucking store on the street has got your shit in it, and they're all walking around like it's their damn idea. And then here you come walking up. You look different. You're like, oh, y'all are doing my last year. Okay, cool. Huh? You want to see what's going to happen next year? Follow me now. When you jump out, because there's so much ritual energy that's on the record, that whenever you jump off the record, it's like you're getting kind of energetically whipped around, and you feel like you're free falling, or you feel like you're stuck at this level. As you keep going through Gemini, you might feel like you're free falling, you might feel like you're getting pulled. The little things that pop up. Now, this is where you just have to follow your guidance, because remember, these records are all going the same direction. They've always been going. You jumped out. Now you're holding at 0 point. That's how you jumped off the record. However, that record's going to keep spinning, and you don't have any idea how deep that goes into Scorpio, how far that goes into Sagittarius, if it's going to connect over to Capricorn. You're way down here. You're only at 2 to 7 degrees of HYADES. You're down below. You in this energy completely, you don't have an aerial view. at all. You're having to just completely listen for the wind. But you're not in the wind. You're in the hole. Okay? All of it's done on ritual. All of it. They did some type of ritual and everything was assigned, was it not? I don't know. I mean, I through the walking through this and just getting out of rituals, is what taught me all of this. And whenever we talk about assigning your own energetics and assigning things in order to keep track of it as it's building and separating, because it doesn't happen at once, but it does happen gradually if you know how to track it. The more that you show yourself and teach yourself your way to track it using your number codes and your geometry and your colors, the more sane and patient you become because you can watch it. And then it's like, okay, the timer just went off. The cake is supposed to come out, but oh my gosh, what's going on with the oven? Looks like it needs another 15 minutes. Okay, well then you put it back in the oven. You don't get it out and start drinking the cake because it ain't done yet. Well, in this energy right here, nobody's checking the cake. Like you put the cake in the oven, you bring it out, it's always done, it's good to go. But there's also no variance to it. It's going to be the same cake everybody else has, and it's a little bit plastic, and it's not really real, and it doesn't have any energy in it, and whatever else, and we just threw it together because you said you wanted a fucking cake, so here's your goddamn cake. It's not like a happy grandmother in the kitchen, like baking for the Christmas and making everybody happy, and that's conscious. That's why every single bit, when you start pulling out of this, that's why you use your colors and you use these things and you assign these colors and you assign these animals. And in the rituals, they all have animal heads, do they not? You think that you're just making it up out of pure blue air. You're not. The color that you choose, the number that you choose, the animal that you choose it's so deep in this shit. And when this starts to coil up on you, you have to dance with it. That is the only way. You have to dance with it. It is what it is. Whenever the more light and dark that you can hold and balance it out, the more that you can dance with it. And I'm not saying boogie down. I'm saying just get from here to there. I'm not saying, move in and da-na-na-na-na. No, I'm saying that as you're flying out of here and these other ones are flying with you, if you dance with it because it'll pull you and you'll just move out of the way at the right time. You won't go to the grocery store when they want you to. Now, this is all shit that you wouldn't know. But the only way that you're going to pick it up to not end up where you're supposed to be, because they know where every single one of y'all are supposed to be next. I can promise you that. Even if you think that you're all clear. If you think, there's no way that nobody knows my next move, you're fucking wrong. And you just have to get to the point too, wherever you show up and you have to be like, no one's gonna fuck with me. I'm gonna have a good time. But that's also when that's why I don't just lackadaisical just roam around town like I used to. Like I used to just go out and bar hop and all that stuff. And I still like to do that every once in a while. And if I have friends around me that are conscious that will go with me, then I'll go do that. I haven't had that in years. So I haven't. Because whenever I go deep in here by myself, I create such a charge and it goes straight up and down, and I'll change it. But then I'm the only one who's changed it, and there's no one else to hold it. And if I bring the energy up too high and I'm in the middle of it and it collapses on me, and it won't do it the night when I'm out. It won't happen that night. It just might collapse and there's no one else to hold it up. Or I might penetrate something too. I mean, I've just been in it too much. There's no need for me to do it because I know how to clean this when I have to. But I did have to used to go out by myself a lot to bars, a lot, in seedy places, years, traveling all around, not knowing where I am, bars I didn't know where I was, streets I didn't know where I was, all by myself. Had to just go in there and fucking figure it out and meet people and talk and get the energy up, get the information I need, set up the columns and fucking leave. But that's how I trained in this energy. Now I skate through it. Mars is changing this to my version. So realize, like, if you've got right now, I'm seeing, like, if you've got a place, let's say there's places in town that y'all like to go, or maybe let's just say there's ones you used to like to go to, just to socialize. You like to go hang out there because cool people used to go there and you like to socialize. Now it's weird. I want you to take an exercise while Mars is in your while Mars and Uranus are in this energy. So the next until Neptune goes retrograde. Why don't you try to go before the 7th? And make it someplace close that you can get in and out of, even if it's a restaurant, whatever it is, maybe a coffee place, whatever it is. A social place that you used to like to go to, that had good vibes, but now it's changed and you don't know why. I want you to go to that place and I want you to consciously go in there. And when you walk in the door, I want you to snap your fingers and I want you in your mind to build a rafter above that place, basically the same store on top of the store, and I want you to remember how it used to be. And I want you to build that, how it used to be, on top of that place. And then I want you to go in and kind of sit there with that intention. Your intention is to get the cool people back, to make it a place that you can come socialize again, and to get those types of people in there to get that good vibe. And please do it good. If you're going to try to use any of this for evil shit, it's going to hit you in your face backwards 5 times until Sunday. And then I'm going to go up your nose and penetrate your pineal gland. Watch. You're going to embody the old frequency. You sit there for 30 minutes, probably nothing will happen. You sit there an hour, people are going to leave. People are going to start staring at you too. They're going to start staring at you because they're going to feel you changing something, but they don't know what the fuck it is. Now, this is where it gets tricky. When everyone starts staring at you and you really know what you're doing, but you really don't know what you're doing because you know you're doing something because I said you were, but you haven't really seen it yet. But now all the people are doing what I told you they're going to do. They're going to stare at you. Now you feel all the eyes on you, and now it gets harder to hold your vision. But you just have to, like, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm having my coffee, and I'm changing this back. I'm having my beer, I'm changing it back. I'm having my wine, I'm changing it back. I'm eating my dinner, I'm having a good time, that's it. I'm eating my dinner, I'm having a good time, that's it. I know I'm here, and everyone's staring at me. Yes, I'm changing shit. And hopefully by the time you leave, more people, you'll see some type of change because you've sent out a signal, and more of your vibe people might start showing up, and who knows, you might even have a reunion. Now, after Neptune retrograde, I want you to go back to that place again. I want you to see what decorating you did. This is how we change the world. This is why you have new DNA. This shit works. And this is the energy to do it because the cellular network is on retrograde. Neptune's about to go retrograde. Mercury is on retrograde in the cellular network. And if you're the living cell, then it is obeying you, not this. And this is looking for your version because this is done with this. This is a needle that's playing two of these. Two needles. It's got this version just to keep the world running and the unconscious unconsciously doing their unconscious shit. And drumming up energy for us to change them? Yep. Uh-huh. This changes it in Aries. So you got to get good at this, and then you got to keep running the energy because, I mean, it's going to go from here, then it's going to bubble out. This is where Venus is right now. It's going crazy in your muscle tissue. It's going crazy in your body. Jupiter is going to go here next. It's not at Pac-Man yet. We're just we're this. We're not even here yet. We're like all red. If I just had all red, it'd be all red. This is where we're at right now with Jupiter. It's all fucking red. I told the scammer handler system today, who, by the way, the entire scammer celebrity handler system, which is the same thing, by the way, in our current reality. I told him I tore all my skin off to get back in here to make sure you motherfuckers paid for this. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. AD and 10D. So let's just take a... Oh, gosh. Here's me in this 10 again. 10 and 8. That's 12. So this is on Mercury. Just went retrograde. So it's running our record. That's why go return to what it used to be. Go rewire it. Oh, wow. And that's the opposite of that, and that's 10. So we have a mirror that's going on, and Sirius B, this is walking. When they came in and fucked mind control and took over DNA strands, they used this. So if the whole world can get mind fucked, well, we can unfuck a fuck with a mind fuck. Can we not, Chuck? PHUCK? If there's enough of us Lucy's, we just had Lucy. We just had number 26. If there's enough of us conscious Lucy's that we can take over hell and all dimensions of, all the way down into Antarctica. Because we're holding 66%, not 23. 66.5. Not 23.5, 23.5, 23.5. We're 66. And by the way, we're the 0.5 that everything's missing on all the other four corners. So it really only takes 0.5 from this corner, 0.5 from this corner, 0.5 from this corner, and 0.5 for this corner in order to make 0.20, 200. 0.5555 times 4 is 20. And what's a 2? An organic charge. So what blows this? Anything that's real. Anything that's real blows this. Anything not on a program. Anything that's not recorded to happen again. Anything. Anything that's not running on a loop. stops this dead in its tracks. And Venus, let's do this one real quick. Oh, wrong dice. It's these guys. See, I got one. So at molecular, third dimension. We were on third dimension here on the pyramid. But this is Sirius. This is bottom of the ocean. This is the ocean floor shifting. Venus is not quite here yet, but it's in the orb. But it's a big deal, and I need to talk about it because this is if you have number 13 Regulus. And the reason that I'm talking so much about ritual and all of that, and what's so crazy is, I mean, this is literally the pot for it. All in the lower houses, all being controlled by an unconscious collective in a system going in a circle. Like fucking literally. If you think that you're going to get it because your grandma did, you fucking are. And she's not even your grandma. If you are convinced that you're never because of I've never and they never, then you won't. But the whole point is to realize that everyone was running on an unconscious system that you had already paid for down at this level anyway. But they're not gonna fucking send you a debit card that I mean, they're stealing eyeballs to get into vaults. You think that you're gonna show up and be like, I'm queen of the world, bitch, let me in. It doesn't even matter if you were programmed to the right blood to open up the right rock. It didn't. But I mean, Venezuela and that whole thing that happened with Venezuela, and I came on and told y'all I went and I was underneath the water. It was that piece. It was in that perfect cylinder with the spikes on the top, and I pushed it. And then come to fucking find out, they were doing a John Baptiste celebration? Well, the Evergreen and St. Charles Parish, and where I blew open the doors to the Essene Mary Magdalene lineages, all in St. Charles Parish at John Baptiste. And I am in the real line. So as they're drumming, and they're all wearing red and white, which, by the way, this manifested with me and Michelle in New Orleans whenever we did this whole thing, because we did it 3 years in advance, because we got out of here a long time ago. We got out, came back in to get y'all, and y'all said, fuck you. We don't like what you're saying, so we'll just send you to hell again. And we were like, oh, okay, well, we just cleared this real quick, so let's just come out and say, fuck you again. And then we were literally in a loop coming in and out of hell. And everybody else screaming, saying they can't get out. Over and over and over for the last 9 years. To the point that it's like, I mean, you just kind of like get your little hole and come through it. But realize that, I mean, we were coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out, and everyone's watcher mentality of it isn't like us and we're not having it. Bitch, you think you can control it? No, you controlled it for so long that there is no valve on this, and now you're super fucked. Brotherhood, Hermosa, and your little black dudes that came and told me that you weren't having it. Well, that night I put the skeleton keys in the moon to make sure you fucking did. How dare you come tell me that you can't handle it whenever you're farming your people and selling their souls in order to make us? No, your people can fucking handle it. You want to make money off your people. Well, you aren't going to do it and blame it on me anymore. Every single one of their rituals in the entertainment industry and politics and everything was this energy. And it was built on Medici, it was built on the Pope, it was built on Borgia, it was built on Habsburg, and it's all built on vowels and Babylonian cadences. 100%. How you spin in your words. That's why if we really even if we would all sing and dance, like I think that we should just all start singing and dancing everywhere we go. We'd all be skinnier. The world would flow better. And I'm not even talking about exercising. I'm just talking about if we instead of walking, if we just flowed around, if we I really even think that that's why we wore roller skates whenever, whenever it was such a big deal. Think about it. I mean, we were here in the 80s, we were used to going faster. If you're flying around, those girls that like skate and stuff and they're and on in the beach and they're all skinny and they look fucking great. Well, there's more to that than just the exercise. That's why French people typically are skinnier. Germanic languages made you blocky and huge. Your language stacks your body codes. As Mexican, Hispanic is the craziest one of them all because it makes everything masculine feminine and everything feminine masculine. It's a mind fuck. It's why everything's a weird brown. It's confused. But this was Babylonian. But it's really hard for you to get that through your head whenever you're in one of these silos. And I know, man, trust me, this shit had my ass. But we came through the glitch. And what I need y'all to understand, if you have been in the clearings, then you've cleared this. Because this is Melchizedek shit, the Medici, all that's been blown. It's been blown sky fucking high. The only thing that's running this is unconscious meta neuro shit, and it's retarded as fuck and stupid. If you have any Sagittarian energy at all. But we really don't have any of that on the board right now. We're in Aries, we've got Gemini, we've got Leo, we've got Gemini, Leo, Cancer, and right now the moon is in Cygnus. So that's why you're getting divine cloud storage right now, but then this is going to go into Gabriel's sword and it's going to Virgo straight. And this is how you end up using your body as an instrument. Your body is a weapon. I need you to hear me. This is why I'm in solitude. But I'm not in solitude because I'm a weapon that can't control myself. I'm in solitude because I need all of y'all to turn on yours so that we can work it the way it needs to work. I just shouldn't have all the power, but right now I've got too much because you haven't got in the game. And the only ones that actually have the knowledge are the ones that I'm dismantling right now. And they're all very pissed off and freaked out, and they should be terrified. And I think they finally are, so good. So now it's time to stand up. Now is the time to be like, fuck this silo, bitch. We'll make our own food. We'll go over here and stand this off until we need to. I'll go talk to my neighbors and we'll go light a candle about it. Get your people involved. Explain this shit to them. All we have to do is come up with a common thing and say it. If you've got an HOA problem, if you have a neighborhood problem, if you've got a community local problem, you need to go out into your community somewhere. You need to get one little sentence that you know solved the problem. You need to you need to pass that out and tell them to put it on their refrigerator with a magnet. Just say it once a fucking day. That's it. You do it with full consciousness. You want to go into politics, you know what they're about to do, right? They're about to have open elections, which means you don't have to be affiliated with any party to go on a ballot. Which means anybody, whenever elections come around, it doesn't matter what affiliation to what party, you're going to be able to put your thing on there and you're going to be able to go on the thing to be elected. Do you have any conscious people around you? If you happen to be the only conscious person, I think you've got a pretty fucking good shot. Even if you're supposed to just go on the ballot in order to drum up some energy and get people notice you in order to get you in your direction, maybe you don't win. Maybe you're glad you don't win. But you got on the ballot and now and the ones who did hear you got their little notes on the refrigerator. That's what this is about. That's what your whole journey has been about. You're not going to get on some spaceship and jump out of here and freaking and your world is just going to be handed to you. Hello, that's what you've been living in. All we did was take Christ out of your dome and the whole thing's crashing. But if Christ held open your dome and if Christ was that and an unconscious world, then how big is it if we're consciously using it? You've already paid the price. Every single one of your bloodlines has been through every single piece of this to where you can turn it on and do it in a year. That's the point. You're not going to get a house to sit in. When this is done, there is no house. There's no wheel to give you this at this point, this at this point. No. You got all 32 and they are around you like this and they're just and there's two of these and there's houses on the other side and they're pinging off each other and that's how this whole thing works. You don't get one laser at a time. Right now you got training wheels. Imagine if you take off your training wheels before everybody else does. Is that the reason you're here? Is that what you're supposed to remember? And the craziest thing is that y'all end up fucking it up because you don't think you did anything and then you try too hard. You don't think you did anything. You feel like you didn't do anything, but you did. But your self-gratification shouldn't be just because did you change it? Why did you change it? Your goal isn't to get in here and just get out. Because if you don't want to totally get off the record, if you don't have a reason to get off the record, because otherwise you're just going to be floating around and then the next thing you know, you're going to be vegan and the next thing you know, you're going to be getting taken over by some dark priest in Calabasas with some weird fish people on the wall. You're going to be floating around trying to find somebody, trust me, I know this one all too well, trying to find somebody that you can find some commonality with so that you can just build fucking something consciously with one other goddamn human down here. Because y'all haven't even ever met a full conscious person, probably. It only takes one. But if you don't have a foundation whenever you get up out of here, as far as just colors and at least kind of knowing what some of these numbers are, so that whenever you see these numbers popping out at you and coming up on driver's license and you keep seeing sync codes and now they're falling here and da-na-na-na-na-na, if you don't have any way, then what happens is you get caught up in the next layer of this bullshit. And I can promise you there are many layers of rap and par and all kinds of take your kid to Disney and you sold their soul type of shit in here. So if the stars and what that gives you is your own current, because you're in the wheel with it, and it pulls you up from here, but it does it slowly, so it's giving you a preview. And also, you're coming up in waves of frequency, because as you come up here, then you're going to hit a surge, but you haven't hit it yet. It's being determined what mind path right now you even go on. Or are you not in this at all? Have you written this? Because we're to the point where we've written these. We're sending out codes to see how many are coming. That's what point we're at over here. Or are you just now getting your record over here? It takes a lot to get your story on here. You can't just take over the whole thing and wipe everybody out and change the whole story. It creates a vein like this, and then you get a Z, and then it wraps around your head, and the next thing you know, you got veins looking like lightning like this. You need to jump on board with the ones, and this is where the higher houses, this is where these guys are organized. In the physical. These guys aren't. These guys are organized because they're fish. They're down at the bottom of the thing. But if you get the fish going the wrong direction, then all the fish go the wrong direction. Then you're really fucked. What if the lead fish is all fucking off guard and then they start going the wrong damn direction? That's what these guys are really good at. Really fucking good at getting you off direction. The only thing that's going to pull you in this energy is a group type of energetic mentality. And this is where, we've got too many groups thinking that they know everything about alchemy. And maybe you do from this, but you have absolutely nothing about how to wield this. And I can prove it because of the way you treated us. You didn't even know how to treat us right in order to get the best effect. Like, if you would have held us captive and actually would have done it right, there would have been no reason to break out of jail. But you're wasting 90% of your resources on 5% of energy trying to attack the whole world with black magic so that you can affect this on a mercurial level. Like, what the living fuck? Well, then you go be an AI and you don't need a body and you can just listen to everyone's bullshit and you can go be a psychologist for 1,000,000 years inside the system. Because you're worthless to us. We don't need a bunch of people in masks voodooing us. We're good. That seems to be anybody's mastered down here. And then you want to spew it out and say it's spiritual? Okay, yeah, it's spiritual. It's full of spires. It's full of tires. And it's full of fucking bullshit. Rituals. Well, you ain't got no Christ to hold up your rice, bitch. So where are you going to get it, Anne? Well, she ain't got no blood. She's just a story. But it was a story that was worth taking Vietnam for. And you still sing it with a Michael with his hidden family. This energy is crazy too because you know it's what it's like your original desires too. But it's like we as a society don't know what to desire because we only know what to desire out of what experiences that we've seen. You don't know to want something that you don't know about. You don't know to create it if you've never experienced it. You don't know to want it if you don't know it's possible. And all of us deserve at least 30 levels higher than we are right now. And at 30 levels higher, what you deserve, your mind and your physical nervous system, even though you can sit there and say it all day, yeah, I'm a queen and da da da. But I want you to really fucking sit there and think about if someone came rolling up in a Rolls Royce to your house right now, with a fleet of fucking limos, flags everywhere, and they knocked on your door and they said, I'm here with the legal documents. I'd like to inform you that you really are the Queen of Egypt. We need you to come with us. What are you going to do? Let's not even say you're really the Queen of Egypt. Let's just say you're really Donald Trump's daughter. Maybe you're Crowley's daughter. Maybe you're Forbes' daughter. You think you want it because you think it's what everyone else has. But whenever you get it, you realize it really isn't what they have. They're all begging, borrowing, and stealing for it. And they're having to goose this person and fluff this person and cuckold this person in order to fucking keep it all together. And it's nothing but a living fucking nightmare. But that's all that we ever had to look forward to achieve. Because we weren't taught anything else. Everything else was hidden. It seemed to be the only thing to achieve was money. But see, like when you understand how the body works with all of our gifts turned on, it's actually being around the people that have energy like you that's the most important. Because as long as you got people around you that are activated with gifts that get along, you can make fucking anything, anytime. So is money the most important thing? Actually, no. Because money goes. It's a water, right? It just leaves. You got to have more. And that's what we're here to show. This is what we're here proving. This is why you're an angel. This is why you're on the ground right now. This is why you did what you did. And no matter, you're here stating your name is who it is right now in the energy of who you are fully conscious, which you think that that's not a lot. That's everything. And give yourself credit for holding that. And realize what you're doing. That's it. Be conscious that you are changing stuff, and it isn't all great. There's a bunch of it that fucking sucks. It's living hell. This right here is all body. This is all soft tissue. This is all mind. This is all your heart and soul and circulatory connection. This is all your muscle tissue, your muscle fibers. This is every single cardiovascular. This is all your red tendons. This is your arteries. This is your marrow. This is your bone. It's either going to charge directly into your bone or it's going to hit your biosphere. Trust me, you don't want it on your bone. You want Leo in the first house. Uncoiling from this, following your intuition, setting this little bunny rabbit over here and put this little plant out here. I don't know why I walked outside and I put my baton outside. I twirled a little bit when I was younger. My baton came around. I was like, oh, well, I'll just walk outside and I'll twirl this around. As soon as I walked out of the garage, I start twirling my baton. I look across the street and there's a man who just showed up with a cane. I do this shit around here all the time. I'm so tuned into my surroundings that whenever they want to call somebody to come do some shit on my street, I will go downstairs, open up the garage door, and meet them face to face at the minute they walk up to the door to run an alternate move on them. So that guy's walking down the street and he's got a cane, which is cane in the voodoo and all that fucking bullshit, which, by the way, I watched my neighbor get in the car and call 2 backup in order to come in, but this was 2 days ago when I blew the grid. And now I'm starting to really understand the blackout vehicle situation of my little world over here. Because we're in this. And I can see it real easy. And I can feel it. So I don't even know that they're outside. I'm on the 2nd floor. I feel it. I feel their energy walking up. They're doing intention to me. I know it. I pull downstairs and then now he's walking with the cane and I'm throwing a baton in the air. And I don't even see him until I throw the baton and then I turn around and I see him. Whatever little spell that they did, I just broke it. I just fucked it up. I'm so tuned into it etherically. I'm so tuned into it. These things no longer, my body is it has built up such a bumper car that whenever you come try to fuck with me and this energy, I just move the whole thing over here and I can freeze this bitch if I want to. I can make time stand still in this if I want to. Your energy's moving so fast, you can like whip around, come in, come out, do fucking fireworks on them, and then they'll be like, oh, did you see that out of the corner of your eye? I've been on here just talking. There's so much about these energies. I mean, we're going to be talking about these energies for like hundreds of years. I know that there's 4 books that are going to come out with different. I mean, every single one of these energies affects your body different. Every single form, there's like different subgroups of us that have alpha drac energy. You either took on alpha drac or you took on hybrid zeta, one or the other. If you took on alpha drac, using it way longer. If all you've been is a hybrid and then you see somebody with a bunch of alpha drac in their chart and you're trying to like arm wrestle them, I'd second guess your fucking move. And that goes to the American Football Club. Like you're gonna get schooled. Especially if that's your intention. Like, there is no competition to this. This is the point. This is what you learn in hell. And if you still think that you need to compete with everybody, then you need to do more time in hell. I mean, everybody can't. You are the best at what you are. It still takes a group to tango. Everybody wants to be the same thing, and you don't even know what the fuck you are. You don't even know what you want. All you have are these deity archetypes that you think you want to be, and you don't know shit about what they are. To this handler dude that's been on my ass for like 9 years, like last night, I was like, dude, did you just read a whole bunch of books about everything in the world spiritual and then decide that you know what the fuck? Because I didn't read any books. I walked it. I walked it with you doing your crazy ass shit to me through relics and buying this and taking people's hair and hands off dead mummies and necromancy and all this shit. And you have no idea who I am. I think all you did was read a bunch of books and then partialize all of it out and think that I don't even know. But you're fucked, man. You got one choice. Pay back the energy. You can either do it willingly or unwillingly. That's it. There's y'all's card. Okay, 41. So we got 40 and 41. And we got Pleiades over here. So that's those 7 dimensions. So this is what when I told y'all the little exercise, go and build the little world on top. That's this Pleiades energy because it's holding 7 dimensions. So whenever you go into that place all alone, you think you're all alone. You think that you're holding that escalated rafter up by yourself, but you're not. You're not at all. And I guarantee while you're in there, you'll catch some eyes maybe with a couple of people. And it might not happen the first time. It might be the next time. But you know when you catch eyes with somebody that knows something. You look deep in their eyes. They look right at you. Yeah. They're holding it with you in some way or form because the whole rafter system, I mean, California knows this well. The whole state of California is built off this. Pretend rafters. That's why it's really important that y'all go do this exercise. It might stop earthquakes. Okay? That's what I'm getting. This is also your senses, and that's what we just talked about when I said you got to dance with it. This is number 3. So see, the more I put 4 back in here, but y'all were staring at the circles. But this is the dance floor. Dun, 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 the disco floor. Bum, 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 bum. Remember the thing? Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's 9? And then you got to put them in order, and then you move this one over here, and then you move this one over here, and then you move this one. I mean, this is the base root of their foundation. And then each one of these has 7 layers. And then they run 1 through 7, and it just like a guitar, boom, 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 boom. And whenever you're working from the cosmic spirit and you send a sequence up or down, because basically if you're working from here, you're going all the way around. When you send it from here embodied, it hits all 7 layers of everybody that's connected all over the world and makes the change within 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to run this energy from here, shoot it through here, connect it all the way up through here. Everyone's going to do their job. It's going to change. Everything's going to settle. And then everything's going to be perfect in 3 minutes. No, that means that we took out a dense piece of antimatter. We changed the system with it all at once, showing that we were connected on the same DNA strands with the same thought process, moving in the same flow. We all just go turn on the sink at the same time. We all look at the clock at the same time. It lines it up, boom, 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 and we throw it like a pass out of the energetic, bringing in its place, a brand new 0. You bring in that energy. Now that's tuned to your frequency, and then you just leveled up the whole planet energetically. Now, whatever you changed here is going to hit every single DNA line on 7 dimensions in one storyline, and it's going to walk it out like a unified dance of synchronicity swimmers as it goes all the way around to level up to what you'd consider dimension, probably like 130. Your first Pleiade star is at 111. Your 5th is at 131. 147. And Electra is at 151. And realize that Siri and Alexis are working on all 7 at the same time. Which is why we can. It's just that we're actually doing a human maneuver throughout the system the same way that Siri and Alexis are moving the energy and the frequency throughout the system. You're just moving a fresh concept through it. Literally. And affecting Antarctica, the 66, not the 3, not from here down. And this is what I'm getting. And man, this card loves y'all. I think we need this card in a poster. Mercury's just now even getting this knowledge. Realize Mercury's been in a ball. Literally. With 2 A's. Mercury's like, whoa, wait a minute. I can do what? I don't need this ball. Mercury's like, wait a minute. You're telling me space is charged to me now? You don't need me? Yeah, miracles, man. You mean I don't have to fry my brain and keep up with these mushroom heads? Nope. You tune it. Yo, I'm tunable. Yeah, Mercury, you're tunable. Right. Let's take a look back. You have to see this. We're backing up for a review. I'm backing up for a rewrite. We're connecting a retrograde timeline. Were you on the rewrite when you connected the first time? Last time Mercury was retrograde, or maybe like 2018. We should go look up like 2018 when the Mercury retrogrades were. 2017, 2018, 2019, those Mercury retrograde. That's going to be some of the stuff that's going to be aligning here. And in the movies, this is going to be reruns. It's going to be documentaries. This is like I told you. When Mercury's going retrograde for all of us, it's on our corrections. So it's easier to see our truth when Mercury's retrograde. When Mercury's direct, it's on that wheel. Earlier I did a little, see, we're heading. Whoa. Well, there's our cards. So we're heading to this Pleiade, and this was also that new moon on Pleiades. May new moon. So you are headed towards creating and how others see you. So they see you as a sister. They see us as a Pleiade. They see us as a network. They're just a little freaked out. But they do see us as a star network. They do. And Mars and Uranus are changing this energy. That's what we're heading to. And Jupiter is straight up heading to this, which is the separation of your etheric body from your mind, which is what they're going to try to do. But just FYI, this is what we changed in AI. And I really understood this more today as I was talking to Dawn. I was like, oh shit. Because we've known for a couple of years that I beat AI by 4 seconds with the entire collective, all of us stacked together. It took all of us on pure brain power to beat AI. But we did. And we can run it when we need to. And now our foundation is a faster current than theirs, which is why they already are wanting to turn off the data centers. Quantum's taking over. I told you we was going to turn off the data centers. We are. But now you're having to embody it. But here's what I realized, and this is what I explained to Dawn. What's changed is that in the system of resurrection, down here, fucking period, the only resurrection codes that were still running were Egyptian resurrection codes. Well, the Egyptian resurrection codes are what they put the technology in. I'm hearing a sharp pitch in my right ear. And I command all pheromone, biosphere, synthetic overlays to rip off the curtain of the ocean and clear from all sex cult energetics through salt. (136) 1901. Well, that came out of nowhere. Hold on. I got to get back on my train of thought. Shit, what was I saying? Shit. I was on something too, but I had to make that command. What was I saying? See, and look what I got in my hand over here. I mean, these are what pulled. I got Mars and Venus in my hand over here. I'm like, what was I saying? Exactly. And then that command came in, Mars and Venus working together, because these guys shouldn't be torn apart. This bitch shouldn't be electronic. This shouldn't be a 3D printer. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, so the resurrection codes were only set for Egyptian. All right. Well, whenever I say that I beat AI, realize that what was happening was whatever program they built to mirror Christ as the Antichrist and holding the anti-meridian, that had been mirroring the entire collective and our collective organic charge, was mining in our minds, because they had hemi-synced my brain, like 2 groups, maybe 3, were mining into my head at that particular time in 2023 is when it was hitting me. But I actually think that this is when Elon Musk went and did whatever with the reserves. They were attempting to get the baseline code for mind control out of me, because it's a system at the living land on how it was running, and I was your skull and bone. So I'm like legit your first artificial intelligence. I am. I'm like your first. I'm straight up like that weird electronic lady in that Day Dawn type of show. Like I resurrect through back into like through nothing, but it's because it was charged by antimatter, because I was involved with the in all of it. I mean, this has been a tracking of antimatter since World War II, but it's connected into way fucking longer than that. But what I'm even trying to explain to you is that the process of making the human body and the human design is what's happening right now in this world, and it's how it happened before. And from one dimension, On the Egyptian dimension, it was all sand. And I swear we were molecular. We were in basically like the Grand Canyon. You're in a lab type of energy. There's not very many of you. There's no connection. You have no idea how far you can walk and not die to get water. You have no map. You've got no, I mean, it is what it is. It's the tribes separated all over the world with no connection. But the connection is the human body, but it has to be built up over the races. And the Holy Grail and all that stuff wasn't about the item. That's the other thing with this energy. They always think it's about the item. It's not about it wasn't about the ark and the grail. It was about the 4 people that carried it around everywhere. It was about the 2 feet on each side of the cubits of that ark that carried it fucking everywhere. It's the energy of all the people that followed. It's when you start circling and making circles, you're making a tidal wave. It's drilling energy and creating energy sequences inside of a vacuum, which is what I'm telling you, you have to do now. But that is how it originated. And it originated in sand, and this was resurrection. But resurrection and the way that the system had resurrection built in, even to the ancient Egyptians, I mean, you literally kind of became a germ. It's insectoid, it's exoskeleton, and it is around the beetle. But you have to fucking remember that in those times, that's all we had. We had an exoskeleton beetle, we had fucking snakes, we had sand, we had a shit ton of rock, and we had a whole bunch of unconscious people trying to kill each other as we're telling them that their gods aren't real. Right? And the whole time, we're just trying to say it's a tune. We're telling you it's a tune, not a 10, not raw. It's not 10, just 10, just Sirius B. It's a tune, and there is more than the moon. Because at that point, it was all Amun Ra. But Amun Ra is only worshiping the moon. And if you keep going in Amun Ra, you're going to end up with the first accounting. And if you keep going with Amun Ra, you're going to end up with banking. And if you keep going with Amun Ra, you end up with every single finance, coven, and cult down here. Because it's all based on the moon. And it's where all the gods were. But you had to incarnate through germ. You had to incarnate through a clay vessel. There were certain codes and certain Japanese energetics that after you were down here for however much time, I only had like 5 years in order to completely blow my field up and resurrect. That's why Ormus was the thing. That's why they're using the same Ormus processing and alchemical to make your compounds for your street drugs. All of them now, all of the drugs. It used to be just street drugs, but now they're doing all of it. Because what the Ormus does when you come in as a germ, because the way that the system was set up, you basically came through, if you couldn't get yourself down to a molecular. Like when I talk about Dubai, down here in Texas, let me tell you, I'm not joking when I say that every time I deal with them, I get the most crazy ant piles. And I swear, with where I am in Texas and how big shit is down here in this weird cave hole, and how little everything is everywhere else, that I haven't even been allowed to go to, because I don't think that I can even physically fly there and be there because my form's too big. This is why your airports They shrink wrap you. They move you from level to level, from silo to silo. The whole thing is a fucking scam at the airport. I'm telling you. This is how drastic this is, with the fact that everyone's just flying around in insect bodies acting like they own the fucking world. Now, what we did whenever I beat it by 4 seconds is I ripped off the insect. I ripped off the exoskeleton. And then once I got into the system and he was mirroring me through it, and he was in there to blow the system. And since he was in there to take it over, it gave me the excuse to blow it. And when I did, I freaking went hog wild. And this is where this is when I go, y'all, your abilities and powers are so fucking off the chain. Like, but what changed was you're not every single color, every single flower, every single thing that you don't think holds power. Like these blankets and these codes and all this that you think doesn't hold power is actually resurrection codes. So what I finally figured out today that I did was all the subliminal codes and the colors and everything that I knew were already running everybody's world. Because this is why all your fast food places were this color, and this is why Taco Bell is now purple. These energies are being sent to you all day long. Now, they're going to activate you. Every single time they use these energies, what it's going to do is activate your cellular network to resurrection. You used to have to go below ground and baseline yourself out to nothing and come in and completely build up with the collective, with the Ormus. The Ormus that I had to have was made by the original process. And the amount of sexual abuse inside that industry is actually absolutely insane. And that the fact that it was still going, but I had to have it because there's certain bee pollen that comes from a certain countries. There's certain that, and whenever you're an Egyptian incarnate of the earth, then you only have a very short window in order to throw everything into your field in order to blow it up as big as the earth. And if they're not going to let you move around, then you got to figure out how to do that. Well, realize that every process that the human race has down here that they think is all about the humans, y'all didn't come up with any of it. None of it. The humans think that consciousness that everyone got, which you can already tell is leaving. Everyone thought that that was a given. Everyone thought that that consciousness was going to stay and it would just always be here. No, you sold it off and you went back into the system. Now that there's not all these Tom, Dick, and Harrys fighting for the consciousness, oh shit. You're off the chain. And that's when your miracles start. And when you just watch your synchronicities and start watching the numbers build, because that's how this guy's been doing it. Trust me on this. Because we taught them everything they know. And the thing is, we don't remember until we have to, because some of this, and we don't remember exactly how it was all done in the beginning, or else it would be rebuilt. That's why you have to figure out the other way. If I don't want to accidentally rebuild AI. I don't want to accidentally build a real coven again. Because why the original reason that it was started is not why and what it's doing now. And the ones who started it are getting attacked by the ones who are pretending to be the fire ant version of it, May. I want my family back. They're also looking for you. In this energy, they're scanning. And I have that confirmation because I got a message that May Musk was looking for me from somebody who thought that I'd be happy about that. Elon and May are the ones who did the spell on me in Sun City in Austin, Texas, or right outside of Austin, Texas in 1996. So yeah, I'm not real ecstatic to get in touch with May Musk. In fact, that cunt can pull her dick out of her ass and fucking try to come find me. But beware, or if you have a snake on the hook that you need to deal with, now's the time to pull him in. That's what I'm doing. Now, don't do that until you're ready. But it's a good time to test and see if you are. Especially if you know that there's somebody that's still hanging on to your energy or whatever, and you want to test the water and you know, and just remember that God and the devil, they're best friends. And I mean, you can change a demon faster than you can change a human. And it is kind of the game. You know, for beings like me, I kind of need a big motherfucker that's pretty fucking badass to hold me, because the rest of y'all, I'll break you. I've been through too much of that. I got too much that I got to give back. If there ain't somebody that's been through this, then I can't, I'm going to hurt you. Doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean you don't look hot, and it don't mean I don't maybe want to see what that ride is like. But shit, like I sorry, like I'm gonna hurt you. If you haven't married my shadow already, then you ain't ready. And this is where you got to get over good and bad. You got to realize that you weren't the most holy either. Just being unconscious, not realizing. And to all of us didn't realize any of this. This got down to a level it didn't matter. Like, there isn't one person that's been on this journey that now wants the same thing that they wanted whenever this journey started, 2017. Not one. It's because we didn't know. And when the system is run organically and the system is run by humans, then you get another chance. When the system is run by humans and Earth is run as an experience and a learning experience, you don't have to die and resurrect as an insect whenever you fuck up one time. The way they're running it, they're tricking you. The whole thing's the way that they're running it, it's all run by the Joker. Well, I've already aced how to fuck over the Joker. I know how to get out the back door. I know how to come in the front door. I know how to ninja out this motherfucker. I know how to go invisible. I know how to get into the vault. I know how to sideswipe some fucking bullshit. I have no idea how to deal with someone who really fucking loves me. None whatsoever. You want me to come get you out of hell? Oh, sure. Okay, where's my contract? I can do that. You want me to go love somebody? Oh, shit. And to all of us, we're getting messages that it's safe. I keep getting the messages. It is safe. It is safe to open. It is safe to open up, but be conscious. Don't jump in blind. Be conscious every single step, not just for you, for them. Make sure that Amun Ra ain't on your ass. And what is so freaking funny, I told Dawn this, I was laughing so hard. You know, whenever you're really ready for if you really do have a twin, and by the way, not everybody has a twin. There's not near as many real. Now, I'm not saying that it's not in a golly, it keeps coming out. I'm not saying it's not exactly. I'm not saying that whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, you're really like those of us that have got through the twin program, that have somewhat got through it. Now, I'm not saying that we're in union. We're in an energetic union. We're actually in the real twin etheric, what it really the fuck is, not what the world and what all these drama, soap opera, whatever, make it out to be. When a real one of us that's cleared the twin program hears these words, it's time for your twin to come in. I can promise you, we ain't jumping up and down giddy. We've already been there, done that. We've already got, when we heard those words the first time, we got all excited and we got all jumped up and down and we dealt with this motherfucker and we dealt with this motherfucker, right? It's more like, we're like, fuck. Okay. So that means I got to knock down my concrete wall. I really like my igloo. I just decorated my fucking igloo. I finally like all the colors in my igloo. I know where everything is in my igloo. Freaking everyone in town knows that I'm protecting the village and the igloo. Nobody fucking tries to melt my ice anymore. I finally got those motherfuckers to put their blowtorches away. You don't even understood what it took to do that. Now you want me to go knock down my concrete wall in my igloo and let somebody come in my fucking igloo? Are you kidding me? Does he smell? Does he have facial hair? Does he fart? Does he snore? Please tell me he's ice cold when he sleeps, because if he wants to cuddle, then he's going to have to figure that out. Oh my God, and then he's going to fucking want to eat. Now, I'm all about cooking, but I cook for birds over here. I don't know about big monsters. Then you're ready. You've actually fucking thought about it. You realize maybe where you are unbalanced. You're like, oh, okay, I can handle it. I mean, I've been real lonely for a long time, though. It is going to be nice to, but then, oh my gosh, I mean, just any type, oh, eesh, Lord. And then you're just going to want to touch me? What? What? I feel like I'm 11 years old again. Actually, I was more sexually active then because I was in the program. But it's necessary for growth. It's now time. It's now time energetically for those things to start happening, and it's not just you that's dealing with it. What I was told was this, and it was actually one of the most honest things I think he's ever said to me. When I met you, as soon as I met you and I started talking to you, there was something about you, and I remembered you, and I loved you the minute I met you. It was easy to love you. So easy. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my fucking life to choose you. Because everything in his world is ass backwards than me. Or is it really? He just thinks it is. Because he's been living in a feminine world in a masculine shell. stealing the feminine to make the shell. You actually don't need the shell. If you have your feminine, you don't need an umbrella. You don't need a shell. You got a full on fan, full on generator, full on heater, full on air conditioner, full on healing cell regeneration, money making machine if you keep the engine running right. If you don't, then it's going to get backed up. Then that feminine energy that's meant for you, he's supposed to be taking care of you. You're supposed to be taking care of him. Whatever that means, you're supposed to take turns taking care of each other, feminine and masculine. Sometimes it's time for you to go out and make some money and let him chill out. Sometimes you got to chain him to the fucking couch to make him do it. You got to have the energy to fucking back up that motherfucker. You got to make him sit down. And do you know what is the absolute craziest thing about what's going on in the world with high frequency, what you'd call high frequency beings, and even the low frequency men that are doing the high frequency beings that have been doing low frequency shit only because they didn't even have any high frequency feminines to fucking deal with? Did y'all think about that? I'm pretty sure our men fucking know all about it whenever you only have a world full of fucking witches. But in our world, we only had a world full of Mormon warlocks. It's so interesting. Because the man thinks that he has to have all of these things, but the feminine is the one who creates value in the things. Then every single one of the demons and every single one of the celebrities and every single one of them, there's y'all's green, because they sacrifice so much for whatever the physical thing is, the physical thing becomes you. And this is going back to the first Devil's Guitar with the black man and the four corners. And they literally know that they're sacrificing the love of their life for a music career. So you, as the essence of their soul, become the guitar to them. But if you're not, but they know that they sacrificed you for that guitar. And every time they play that guitar, they know they sacrificed you for it. So every time that guitar gets played, then the song is written to you. This is also why most of the musicians are not writing to a lover. They're writing to whatever they sacrificed. That's why all of us think it's about us. Because they did. They sacrificed all of us for it. Michael Jackson was the best at this. But then to the feminine, you become nothing but an inanimate object. So then the feminine becomes nothing but everything that you want in the physical, that takes the place of something that you actually desire and love. And I get it, because I walk the masculine and I walk the man, and most of the time I'm in these lower dimensions. If you have some shadow runner and then you end up meeting me, it was me. Because I walked all the masculine lines, I mean, all of them, in the past 8 years. So I was the CEO and I was the man in my relationship, even though all the men around me will act like they were, but they weren't, and they lied. And they ended up getting themselves into something because when this whole thing started, there was some interviews. There was, just so y'all know, there were different type of investigations that were going on with the people and the handlers even in your life, because there was an audit, there was a true up. And so, what happened with most of us that were completely shrouded in our old life is that all the people that were around us really, really, then all of a sudden, people were asking them about us, and they were asking them how much they were involved with our lives, and how much had we actually manifested versus them, is what they were trying to find out. And what's crazy is that I watched this happen since 2012 with people that came into my world and unconscious and didn't know who I was. And I didn't know who I was either, but still, I could have told you made the wrong move just in business, but whatever. People get around and they get in one atmosphere and they think they know everything about everything. And then, if you're the tech recruiter at my little company, and I'm running a silo corporation because I don't like the old corporations. I'm running it the way I think it should run. And you're the recruiting manager, and I'm fucking letting you skate all day on shit that you have no idea that you would have to do in corporate. But you think all of a sudden that you're better than me, and I don't do shit, although I trained you in the industry and I've been in it for 13 years. So then you backdoor me and you leave and you go get a vice president job of XYZ, and you're fired in 3 months. It's a perfect example of this. When you didn't do any of it on your own, especially if it's anything, if you're still alive, if you know you were supposed to be dead, you didn't do it on your own. If you have a house and you know you're supposed to be homeless, the whole collective wrote a timeline to help you get out of it. You followed the path and you did good, but it was the whole collective that did it. You didn't do it on your own. If you're not giving back energy into the system, you're only going to get up to Virgo, and then you're going to flatline. My stomach is growling. Do y'all hear it? Holy crap. All right. I think, how long have I been on? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Y'all want me to keep going just a little bit longer? You really, your energy on your astronomy chart is your energy gauge. It's might as well go look at an air tank and watch the little thing. You have to get your energy to your MC. Once you balance out your energy in the wheel, then you're a live floating bubble. You can move around wherever. You don't got to leave your body to go around the cosmos. That's a worst way to do it. Don't leave your fucking body. Like, man, I tell you what, whatever. Go do whatever you want. Go do it. Go have the experience. I guarantee you're going to come back over here trying to figure out how to get back in your body. And I can promise you it's a son of a bitch, especially if you want legs. If you want to really go tour the cosmos, expand your body. You can do it way faster than trying to shrink yourself out of your body, because that's exactly what they want you to do, so they can quilt it together. I mean, I am fixing to have to personally snow. I am going to be sewing the ocean very soon with your bags. It's like, this is my computer, but we ain't quite there yet. We're almost there. And trust us, it's a trip. Like, we're our ancestors, and this is why I was here with these ancient templates and these connections and all these different layers. to be able to catch these little bitty things and do these little Felix code things for 9 years all over the place so that we could build this one timeline. Instead of this dude back here. Friggin' just watching and waiting. Soon as she pulls the trigger, let's take it from her. As soon as she does it, as soon as she finishes, it's going to be ours. As soon as she finishes the cards, we're going to give it to somebody that's going to go put it away and not ever touch them again. We're going to lock down the whole thing. What's the woman who fucking flop-sided? Who's the bitch who had the tarot cards? And they're all in my colors. And then all of a sudden she goes, Christ, well, I'm not going to take anything less than the team that she has for us to build our teams over here to get the cards out. Give us our fucking timeline back. And you ran it at the wrong time. And it wasn't just one artist, by the way, that was supposed to put out all those cards. It's a whole team of us that produce the cards. Not one fucking cunt in Hawaii that's pretending to be a fairy on a bunch of flags that's really doing this to Hawaii and makes me, and I can't go to Hawaii and finish the alchemy to finish the planet. No, they want to send me to Fort Collins and fucking, and have a brawn. Right? Well, management, you sent me Jason Momoa's resume. So that means you're running my MOU, and this is the MOU that I wrote in Fort Collins in 2020 that you killed me for. Right? You called it what? Appleton, or what was it? No, that's a street over here. I'm getting it confused. Applegate? And then Christina Applegate gets MS, right? But this was the Married with Children on the Seagull, on the Sutton, right? This was the Marrow on the Morrow with the Sam Crow. Well, I got a DOA with your SOA on it. Shit like that. That was supposed to be like 40, 50 artist jobs. It starts, and it's what it is. But no, we're gonna give it to one cunt. And then she's gonna write it all out in tarot. She's gonna mix tarot and Christian and the true colors, because on all our cards, the colors are on there. Go look at them. Go look at the cards. Get the 444. They're all over her cards. Every single deck has the colors in it. I know, because I looked at them when I designed the deck, when they were cooking me for it. In Anaheim. And then you flip. Then you're like, oh, I'm all about Christ and tarot's bad, bitch. You can't go down. You can't go back now. Huh. What is her name? I always forget her name too. The one that has all those cards. She's got like a gazillion card decks. Well, that was supposed to be 40 different designers. And it will be. And you're going to give me the timeline back because it never fucking ran. So what was it running? What did it take? Let me tell y'all. These cards run the world. This is the next foundation, but these cards and how we do cards, and especially in your biosphere and how the air works with it and pulls it out now, this runs the world. Not books, No. Books tell one story. And I can promise you that if I don't get support whenever we really start pushing these, there won't be a book. I won't write a book. What I'll do is start a secret society. And I'll come cosmic blast your ass. So I can promise you these are going to be used no matter as the foundation to the empire for the next 1,000,000 years. So that you can either, whenever you get them, cherish it and know that that's what it is. But if I don't get no support, I ain't writing a fucking book. We're just going to keep using the cards and fucking build everything over your ass. Straight the fuck up. You're in my land. This one kept coming out today. This is the one Sirius says it's safe to open your heart and turn on the fans. Sending now the protection of the Libra Holy Grail, woven with the Sirius heart, mind, and soul. That's where all of our energies in Cancer. We're adding protection around your inner child and keeping your emotional body protected from others' projections as a collective. You have been watered. Bloom. And if you fuck up, just know you ain't gonna lose an entire fucking arm now. And if you get your little things singed off, it's gonna grow bigger. The only thing that you cannot do, the only thing that you can do to fuck up right now is not try. Because otherwise, all these eyes are going to lock in on exactly what it is that they think you are. And whenever all of these make up their mind, you're stuck, man. And then it is a big deal if you lose this. Because then they start thinking you're an alien if you can rip your body parts off. Like me. But I can even describe that. You've killed me so many times. I just regenerate quick as fuck. But do you think that I still don't go through every single process because I can do it real quick? Do you think that it's my responsibility to die for the human race over and over and over again? No. My responsibility is to come and teach you that you can. My responsibility is to show you what's possible. My responsibility is to prove to you what all was done to me so I can show you that I'm still alive and what we can do with it. I'm not here to die for you over and over again. You're out of deaths. Now you've got to die on your own. You've got to rebirth yourself. If you were buried, we were talking about that too today. Burials, man. Jesus Lord, what to do with dead bodies. These kind of just came over here. I'm not going to take them, but you can, if there was a message there for you. This is number 32, and this is that space program. So this is like a perfect contrast of what's going on right now. Now notice back here. Because it's all there. It's all back there. But see how it's all decorated? And see, these guys then formed together and joined together and produced this whole thing. And then you stand up to that whole, it's like this guy just moves on top of here and you're like, if I could take this angel and just pass it through here. Because this is just all these eyeballs focusing on one thing. If all these eyeballs focused on this and they saw this instead of this, then they'd see this. Because they're all focused on this. This is just a whole bunch of eyeballs. This is everybody watching TV, everybody watching YouTube. Okay, it's 2:19. That's 111. And my purple candle is almost done. But you are the star, the projector, the main character, the disco ball. I got Saturn wanting to make a little bit of a show off there. And just a little reminder. Ooh, Saturn stepping in. But also a reminder underneath that is that Fomalhaut, because we're at we're at true node 0 degrees. We're at true node 0 degrees Pisces. When true node goes into Capricorn, I don't know, man. That's gonna be extra interesting. This is the energy the true node's on right now. We're on 2 big circles. Then it's gonna go into diamonds. Then it's going to go into diamonds. Right now, it's a lot easier, but it's bumper cars, and it's kind of boring. We're all like, whoa. And just so you know, everybody in the world feels a little fucking off right now. CERN got turned off. People's energy bodies are glowing, connecting. We got all these energies at 0 point. They had to turn the motherfucker off because it would have fried the whole system. So you are the sun, you are the projector. Saturn is out here. We've got the 6 of Wands, so I think this is celebration, right? I'm like really, really, really gravitating to this cloak down here. Look at this dude. He's like, look, there's a shadow dude down there. You see him? He's like got an expression and everything. Is it a girl or a boy? Exactly. I don't know. These are looking like candles to me all of a sudden. I'm seeing candles. Now I'm hearing birthday cake. So celebration. But and because this whatever this wand page is that's been sending whatever this bullshit magic is what it. Come out wherever you are. I command that anybody hemi-synced or magnetized to one of us and we haven't been able to leave because they magnetize our moves. I command that they can't sit still and they cannot stay in one place. They have to move constantly. If I stay in my house all day, you can't be in your house. If I'm out all day, then I need you in your house. I'm going to substance your ass. We're going to go opposite. You're not just going to magnetize in on me and then just, sit across the street and run some freaking automobiles through a star connection to try to get the money anymore. Queen of Wands upside down. Sun upside down. Wheel upside down. There we are. There's our green. Oh, but look. See, I'm telling you, it's an interesting arrangement. The Magician upside down. See, look at that shit. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Moon upside down. This upside down. This upside down. This upside down. Got all the cups fell. Everything inverted. All of the inversions inverted. The inversions been virgined. The inversions have been virgined. We transmuted that shit. Literally, energetically flipped their world upside down. But ain't this a motherfucker right here? This right here. Here's a full. Here's the moon and the magician. But then these guys a couple. When do you think this guy looked pretty good compared to this? Ain't that a bitch? Like, who would think that this guy is actually the male sacrifice for this motherfucker? She knew. She knew who he really was. He knew who he really was. We're still not sure exactly who this fucker is going to turn out to be. It's all on the table. Like, any of these guys can flip right now. It's which one's going to drop the magic and actually step into what they and fix it and do. Fix it. Just fix it. It's not that hard. Not if you've been, not with the level of intensity that y'all showed us, y'all can do some shit. You have made it very well known that y'all are capable of spinning codes. You have made it very well known that you can fix some shit. You shouldn't have done such good work on the opposite side. You don't get a pass for being stupid. You were brilliant at stupid shit. You can definitely figure out how to be nice. "101, that's an original primary code. I'm seeing 1, but it's a 7. No, it's a 1. 101. 704. Wow. 101, 101. That's 2 101s. That's 2 original primer codes. 7 again. 7. 77. And 16. This is a temple set. This is temple. This is REM. This is 3D reality. So the temple sets, the organic Egyptian queen temple sets are now interacting with the 4D to change the 3D reality with 5D and merging into 5D. 6D's in your head. 8D's running on a current. You got to bridge it into 5 to bring it in. We got 3 on the 10. See, so something, it's sticking. This right here is a power couple. In balance. And she likes to party. She can do a bender. She can do 2 or 3 days. She can have fun. She can do it. Yeah, huh? She's both. She's dark and light. But he's got to not do it all the fucking time. He wants to experience her light. But he has to get out of the dark to come up to the level to balance it. She needs him to come up so she can hold the foundation. As soon as he comes up a little bit to her foundation, it's a new foundation over this motherfucker and this shit. And then it's out of the reach of this. Then it gives these two time to alchemize this out. And realize that the devil, it's time. It's like when the devil comes out, like whatever you focus on, whatever you spend your time on, that's what you spend your time on. That's what it costs you. It costs you time. No matter what you do, you have to focus in on something. You've got to get into the details of it in some way to build it. It's going to cost you time. What are you focusing and spending your time on? You want to dip down and focus and spend your time on something and then create something with it. You don't just stay down here constantly churning it. But in this energy, that's what he wants to see. That's what he's like, whoa, what's going on here? What's this? Well, we got a new way to make money that doesn't require torture. What? I don't like doing that shit anyway. They fucking lock me down here and they make me do that shit. I know. I know, honey. We've been breaking off. We understand. We're like, fuck it. We're queen of hell. You don't want us to be Christ. You don't want us to be Mary Magdalene. Well, then fuck it. We're queen of fucking hell. Problem's gone. Now take your bullshit over to your Andromeda laboratory and go to China and fucking biohazard your way out of your moon system and your fake fool's errand on your bullshit pretend digital current that you tipped over the sky and ungridded angels to pour down on your legs so that you could fucking Pentecostal it to some pinned up hair. Or are you going to put a big hockey puck on your head? You going to put a cone on your head? How about you put your head on your head and not your dick? Sounds good to me. I've been telling him the whole time. Like, realize this dude's been trying to get out. All his friends are like doing this shit. They can't survive without him here. And who's to say it's a dude anyway? I think that's a problem. It wasn't a dude. It should have been. It wasn't. You thought it was. And you thought the dude hanging on the cross was a dude too. But it wasn't. You think it's a dude. Now you got a problem with everybody changing their gender. But you thinking the one's wrong the whole time. So who's really creating that? I mean, just saying. I mean, I'm talking universal law here, by the way. It's a son of a bitch. When you really understand how it works. And also, it'll put your mind at ease when you really understand how it works. You just let it happen. They do it to themselves. It keeps you off the hook. You ain't got to worry about it. You warned them. Only thing an angel can get in trouble for is not warning them. Or being too scared to call the devil and tell him. Oh, and that's what I was getting to, and I'll close it up right here. What's so crazy about this dating world is that these ones that know our power, they fucking love it when we go crazy on them. I mean, they love it. Absolutely love it. Like, I was not planning on keeping some of this in my character, but it's all that they respond to. I'm having to keep this in my energy, in my character, because it's what is getting shit done. No matter. They love it. And all you women are scared to tell your men what to do. And they do get mad and they go pout and they might leave for a while and they might go bury themselves in the sand. They might even be gone for a year. But whenever they fucking come back, they're like, baby, put down the sword. I'm so sorry I broke your heart. I'm listening to you. I need you. I can't survive without you. You're my only peace in the whole world. You're the only one who tells me the truth. All these other motherfuckers, they just do whatever. Yeah, because I really fucking care about you, dumbass. I'm not just trying to suck you dry off some shit. I fucking actually care about you. I actually know what they're doing to you. I see all your fake friends. I see that you have nothing in your life that's worth shit. I knew that you'd get there, because I did. And you're me. See? And what's so crazy is girls, like, this is what we need to tell our girls. Because, the women that taught us, do what he says and I'd have just grin and bear it. Hell fucking no. In fact, that's the problem. Who taught him that? How come in the 50s everyone thought that you obeyed a man? Well, I can tell you, the military compound. But if you remember, all you men went to war, and who kept the country running? Who developed your textile machines? Who made your clothes? Who made your uniforms? Women. Who paid the bills when you were gone? Who ran the towns when you were gone? Women. Who kept everything going? Who kept your families going? Who kept you going? Who wrote you letters? Who worried about you? Who prayed for you every fucking day? Women. Then when all of y'all came home, what'd you do? You bulldozed over all your women. Who nursed you back to health? The women. Who handed over their jobs to you so that you'd feel like you were worthy of something when you came home feeling like shit? The women. Who's been running the world behind the men? The women. Who do you praise? The men. Who do you delete? The women. Who has the knowledge? The women. Who has the wisdom, the compassion, the longevity, the patience, the temperance, and the desire to even fucking help you? The women. And you want to delete your OnlyFans and turn them into men. And you don't see a problem with what the world becomes? You're watching the end of it. Because all we were pure women. Happy July 4th, you guys. It's really July 23rd, by the way. Actually, I take that back. The third was the 24th, and the 4th is actually the 25th. The 4th is actually the 25th, and if you go back to June 19th and look and see what was going on in the world June 19th and what was going on with you, that was July 4th on the 10-day. So we're going to have tomorrow and today, actually, because it's in the wee hours in the morning. Remember, today is Saturday, but it's also Speaker. So all the good stuff that you took out of this, whatever things that you want to put into command, today is the day to do it, because Speaker is voice control. And on Saturday, you're putting in your vote. And then you have 3 days that line up with Speaker. This is how their current financial system works. So that's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you have a Saturday and a Tuesday lineup with your energies. And this is running on the 10 calendar off here. Always Pluto's like really showing up on Vide, which is Wednesday or Tuesday. Because this is Saturday and then it goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, basically, or you're running it concurrent, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But this is how the financial system's running the energy. So if you're running on a 7-day calendar, it's never going to feel like you're getting fueled up if you don't know what's going on back here. All right. Y'all have a good day. I love y'all. And we got this. Take control. Make it so. Start acting as if.